So I'm experiencing the light on the wall as a flame. So I might take that to be reality and jump up and want to run out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Chris might see it as light on a wall that's shaped like the budding of a flower. We're both seeing different experiences.
Different perceptions.
Perceptions, okay, perceptions. We're seeing different perceptions. But is the one consciousness seeing? Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
That's what.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's the question that Chris was asking earlier. How can I know there is one consciousness?
Okay.
Now, coming back to what I said earlier, do you have an experience of any other consciousness? Have you ever experienced any other consciousness? Have you ever experienced any other consciousness? Now, I am not arguing that you may be experiencing a thought that there is another consciousness that you refer to as Chris's consciousness. But even when you are experiencing the thought about another consciousness, that very thought about another consciousness is arising within your consciousness, within you. So there is no evidence that you have, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but there is no evidence that you have, in my understanding up to now, of any other consciousness, just this one consciousness that you refer to as I. Because you said, I perceive this light as a flame. I consciousness, perceive the light as this flame. Now, what you're referring to was that there may be different minds, one consciousness perceiving different minds. Meaning this one consciousness is right now perceiving this perception and is perceiving downtown Calcutta selling mangoes or feeding mangoes to the monkeys. Now, the mind is, when the mind in ignorance identifies with consciousness, says, oh, consciousness is me, the mind. Then the mind, from the mind's point of view, there is consciousness A right now that perceives this. And consciousness, there's different consciousness in downtown Calcutta that's feeding the monkeys. Because the mind has sort of identified itself as consciousness. It has said, oh no, consciousness is this perception, is limited to this perception, and that's consciousness A. But you have no experience of any other consciousness, no matter what the mind does, what thoughts arise. They always arise within you. You never experience any other mind, any other consciousness, but you're experiencing constantly shifting, changing minds. Your own mind is a storyteller. It keeps morphing, changing. The thought that you had 2 hours ago and the thought that you have now are different. The perception that you had yesterday at whatever 4:30 and the perception that you have now 4:30 is different. But you, consciousness, are not different. It's the same I. But when you mistake I, meaning consciousness, to be the body, then you imagine that you have changed. Because the body-mind is changing, the perception has changed between yesterday and today, but you're identified with the mind, you get the impression that something is happening to you, that you are aging, but you are not aging. Consciousness does not age. Consciousness does not grow, does not diminish. Body-minds do. But you are not the body-mind. You are the awareness that perceives body-minds, that experiences body-minds out of its sense of play, out of its freedom and sense of play. And why not? Consciousness loves to play. It plays Chris, Yuting, Jay, it plays these wonderful plays. We love to go to the theater, don't we? We watch the actors get on the stage and they say things and do things and fall in love, and then they fight, and there is jealousy, and then she falls in love with the neighbor, and then the family start fighting each other, and God knows what. We go to the theater, we pay $20, $30, $40. We want to sit in the front row, we pay This is the same. This is free. Well, you have to. If you're a play, you have to pay or something. But it's all play. It is all play. For consciousness, it's all play. It's freedom. Consciousness has no boss.
But I am watching, let's say, this movie, but I cannot. Even though it's the same consciousness, I cannot experience what you're perceiving it or other people are perceiving it.
Right. Well, I wouldn't say you cannot, because there are a lot of evidence of mind readers, people sort of can tell you what you're thinking. So it's. I wouldn't say. I wouldn't be so. I would leave that door open a little bit. But look at it this way. If you, consciousness, knew exactly what I was going to say, exactly what I'm thinking, exactly what I'm feeling, exactly what you think is thinking, exactly what she's feeling, exactly what Jay's thinking, what he's feeling, that would be so freaking boring. It's like, I'm sitting, oh, you know what you're going to say. Oh, yeah, he said it. Oh, now I know what you're thinking. Oh, now I know how you're feeling. Oh, now I know you want to scratch your leg.
Consciousness enjoying it, diversity.
Absolutely. Consciousness tricks itself, plays. What fun would it be? You go on the stage and you know everything. You know exactly if the audience is going to love your play or not ahead of time. It's you do your best when you get on the stage. You are hoping to do your best so that you get the applause. You understand? Because it's exciting. It's fun. Yes. So let's say that, let's put it this way, that consciousness chooses to forget. Because consciousness has no limitation. It can switch the rules of the game, and now it knows every thought that you're thinking, and I'm sitting here. Okay, I know exactly what why he giggled. I know exactly why she looked at me. I know exactly why. It could. Why not? Consciousness is complete freedom. Because consciousness is non-phenomenal. It's the formless that gives the dream to the form. Like when you are dreaming at night, and you dream there are three people having conversation. There are three persons, A, B, and C, are talking together. And so A says something, and then B replies. And then C says something else, and then B replies, and then A says something else. They're having conversation. In your dream, it seems that those three persons, they're having a conversation and they don't know what the other person is going to reply. One person may ask the other one, oh, gee, where were you yesterday? The other person says, oh, I was in Honolulu. It seems that person A did not know that person B was in Honolulu, right? Because if they knew, they wouldn't ask, right? But you, the dreamer, you know all the questions and all the answers because you are the creator of all of it. Right? But it's fun. It's fun, for A to ask B, oh, yeah, how are your children? I heard that your young girl was not feeling too good yesterday. Is she feeling better today? And I says, oh, yeah, she's feeling better. We made some nice soup for her. She had the soup and was feeling better. Okay, well, thank you very much for your beautiful company. Very lovely to be with you as usual.